a book. The legs on a chair, a window pane, hands on a clock. Do you know what each of these things have in common? They all have angles. An angle is formed when two straight lines meet at a point. These are the two lines which are called rays. This is the point where they meet, which is called the vertex. And this is the angle that is created. The unit we measure angles in is degrees. It is represented by a small symbol which looks like a little circle written next to the number here. Here are 4 different types of angles: right angles, acute angles, obtuse angles, and straight angles. A right angle is when two straight lines make an angle of 90 degrees. This is how it's written. You can see this type of angle in a square. In fact, you can see 4 of them. Right angles are shown with a small box in the corner. If you see a box like this, you know it is always a right angle and equal to 90 degrees. Some places you can see right angles are in windows and tables. Other angles are either going to be less than or greater than right angles. An acute angle is when two straight lines make an angle that is greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. It's the smallest type of angle. So a great way to remember it is as a cute angle. Some places you can see acute angles are in hands on a clock and the hands of scissors. An obtuse angle is when two straight lines make an angle that is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. You can see obtuse angles when you open a laptop or when the hands of the clock are on certain times, like 11:20. The last type of angle is a straight angle. These are easy to remember. They're always a straight line. The angle is always 180 degrees, and the two lines point in opposite directions. You can see straight angles on pencils and when the clock shows 6 o'clock. Take a look around your classroom. You'll start noticing that there are angles everywhere. Can you tell what type of angle they are?
Angle. Hello children, have you ever observed that we can show different angles by our hands? When we straighten one of our hands along the shoulder and rotate the other hand at different positions, they make different angles. The two hands represent two rays. When two rays have a common endpoint, they form an angle. The two rays are called arms of the angle, and the common endpoint is called vertex of the angle. Types of angles. Acute angle. An angle whose measure is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. Right angle. An angle whose measure is acute angle. An angle whose measure is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is called an acute angle. Right angle. An angle whose measure is 90 degrees is called a right angle. Right angles are larger than acute angles. Obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is between 90 degrees to 180 degrees is called an obtuse angle. Obtuse angles are bigger than right angles. Straight angle. An angle whose measure is 180 degrees is called a straight angle. Now, make different types of angles by your hands and ask your friend which type of angle is this.